Hello everyone, I welcome you all for the fourth unit, which is System of Government. In this particular video, we are going to discuss about the parliamentary system. These are the content that we are going to cover during our discussion. Introduction of parliamentary system, features of parliamentary system, features of presidential government, merits and demerits of the parliamentary system. Introduction. The Constitution of India provides for a parliamentary form of government, both at the center and in the state. Article 74 and 75 deals with the parliamentary system at the center and Article 163 and 164 in the states. Modern democratic government are classified into parliamentary and presidential on the basis of the nature of the relation between executive and the legislative organs of the government. The parliamentary system of the government is one in which executive is responsible to the legislature for its policies and act. The presidential system of government, on the other hand, is one in which executive is not responsible to the legislature for its policies and act and is constitutionally independent of the legislature in respect of its terms of the office. So it is very clear that in parliamentary system, executive is responsible for legislature for its policies and acts, whereas in the presidential system, the executive is not responsible for the legislature for its policies and acts. Parliamentary government is also known as cabinet government or responsible government or Westminster model of government and is prevalent in Britain, Japan, Canada, India, amongst others. So we can say that whatever government is there in our India, it is a parliamentary government, as we all know. The presidential government, on the other hand, is also known as non-responsible or non-parliamentary or fixed executive system of government, as is prevalent in the USA, Brazil, Russia, Sri Lanka, amongst others. So, as we know, in the USA, President Donald Trump is the president of that particular country. So, in the USA, the presidential government is prevalent. Ivor Jennings called the parliamentary system a cabinet system because the cabinet is a nucleus of power in a parliamentary system. The parliamentary government is also known as responsible government, as the cabinet is accountable to the parliament and stay in office so long as it enjoys the latter's confidence. It is described as the Westminster model of government after the location of British Parliament, where the parliamentary system originated. In the past, the British constitutional and political expert described the Prime Minister as a primus inter pares, first amongst equal, in relation to the cabinet. In the recent period, the Prime Minister's power, influence and position have increased significantly vis-a-vis the cabinet. He has come to play a dominant role in the British politico-administrative system. Hence, the latter political analysts like Crossman, Mackintosh and others have described the British system of government as a prime ministerial government. The same description hold good in the Indian context too. So it is applicable to the Indian context too. So we can see that in India the prime ministerial government is there. There are different features of the parliamentary government. The features of or principles of parliamentary government in India are nominal and real executive. The president is the nominal executive, that is Namadhari, while the Prime Minister is the real executive. Thus, the President is head of the state, while the Prime Minister is the head of the government. Article 74 provides for a Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister to aid and advise the President in the exercise of his function. The advice so rendered is binding on the President. Majority party rule. This is the another feature of the parliamentary government. The political party which secure majority seats in Lok Sabha forms the government, as we all know. The leaders of that party is appointed as a prime minister by the president. Other ministers are appointed by the president on the advice of prime minister. However, when no single party get the majority, a coalition of the parties may be invited by the president to form the government. Coalition means combination. Different parties can join together and they form the government. Then third feature is a collective responsibility. This is the bedrock principle of parliamentary government. The ministers are collectively responsible to the parliament in general and to the Lok Sabha in particular. They act as a team and swim and sink together. The principle of collective responsibility implies that Lok Sabha can remove the ministry from the office by passing a vote of no confidence. Then the fourth feature is political homogeneity. Usually the member of council of minister belongs to the same political party and hence they share the same political ideology. In case of coalition of government, the ministers are bounded by consensus. Fifth feature is double membership. The ministers are member of both the legislature and the executive. This means that the person cannot be minister without being a member of parliament. The constitution stipulates that minister who is not a member of parliament for a period of 6 consecutive months ceases to be a minister. Leadership of the prime minister is the sixth feature. The minister plays the leadership role in this system of government. He is the leader of council of minister, leader of parliament and leader of party in power. In these capacities, he plays a significant and highly crucial role in the functioning of the government. Seventh feature is dissolution of lower house. The lower house of the parliament, that is Lok Sabha, can be dissolved by the president on the recommendation of prime minister. In the other word, we can say the prime minister can advise the president to dissolve the Lok Sabha before the expiry of its term and hold fresh election. So, as in our India, after every 5 years, the elections are called off. So, it is after the dissolution of the previous government, the prime minister on the president on the recommendation of the prime minister called the election and dissolve the Lok Sabha. This means that the executive enjoy the right to get the legislature dissolved in the parliamentary system. Secrecy. The ministers operate on the principle of secrecy of procedure and cannot divulge information about their proceedings, policies and decisions. They take the oath of secrecy before entering their office. The oath of secrecy to the minister is administered by the president. On the other hand, the presidential government, as we are observing, and it is held in the USA, Sri Lanka and all. There are certain features of the presidential government. Let us see what are those features. Unlike the Indian Constitution, the American Constitution provides for the presidential form of government. Please read government. The features of the American presidential system of government are as follows. The American president is both the head of the state and the head of the government. As the base of the state, he occupies the ceremonial position, the head of the government. He leads the executive organ of the government. The president is elected by the electoral college for a fixed tenure of 4 years. He cannot be removed by the Congress except by the impeachment of the grave unconstitutional act. The president governor with the help of a cabinet, please read cabinet, or similar body called kitchen cabinet. It is the only an advisory body and consists of non-elected departmental secretaries. They are selected and appointed by him, are responsible only to him and can be removed by him any time. The President and his secretaries are not responsible to Congress for their act. They neither possess membership in the Congress nor attend its session. President cannot dissolve the House of Representatives, the lower house of the Congress. The doctrine of separation of power is the basis of American presidential system. The legislative, executive and judicial power of the government are separated and vested in the three independent organs of the government. But there are certain merits and demerits of the parliamentary system. Let us see what are the merits of the parliamentary system. Parliamentary system of the government has the following merits: harmony between legislature and executive, responsible government, prevent despotism, ready alternative government, and wide representation. Each and every topic is having its own significance and explanation. Harmony between legislature and executive, that is the greatest advantage the parliamentary system is that it ensures the harmonious relationship and cooperation between legislative and executive organ of the government. The executive is a part of legislature and both are interdependent at work, independent. As a result, there is less scope for dispute and conflict between two organs. Responsible government, by its very nature, the parliamentary system establishes a responsible government. The ministers are responsible to the parliament for all their acts of omission and commission. Parliament exercises control over the ministers through the various devices like question hour, discussions, adjournment motion, no confidence motion, etc. Prevents despotism. Under this system, the executive authority is vested in a group of individuals and not in a single person. This dispersal of authority checks the dictatorial tendencies of the executive. Moreover, the executive is responsible to the parliament and can be removed by the no confidence motion. Ready alternative government. In the case of ruling party lost its majority, the head of the state can invite the opposition party to form the government. This means an alternative government can be formed without fresh election. Hence, Dr. Jennings says the leaders of the opposition is the alternative prime minister. Wide representation. In parliamentary system, the executive consists of group of individuals. Hence, it is possible to provide a representation to all sections and regions in the government. The Prime Minister, while selecting this minister, can take this factor into consideration. Along with some merits, the parliamentary system are having certain demerits also, in the form of unstable government, non-continuity of policies, dictatorship of the cabinet, against separation of power, government by the amateur. So let us see each and every point in detail. Unstable government. The parliamentary system does not provide a stable government. There is no guarantee that the government can survive its tenure. The minister depend upon the mercy of majority legislature for their continuity and survival in office. A no confidence motion or political defection or evils of multi-party coalition can make the governor unstable. The government headed by Morarji Bhai Desai, Charan Singh, VP Singh, Chandrasekhar, Deve Gowda and I.K. Gujral are the some such examples. No continuity of policies. The parliamentary system is not conducive for the formulation and implementation of long-term policies. This is due to the uncertainty of tenure of the government. A change in the ruling party is usually followed by change in policies of the government. For example, the Janata government headed by Morarji Bhai Desai in 1977 reversed the large number of policies of previous Congress government. This same was repeated by the Congress government after it came back into power in 1980. Dictatorship of the cabinet. When the ruling party enjoys the absolute majority in the parliament, the cabinet becomes the autocratic and exercises nearly unlimited powers. H.J. Lasky says that the parliamentary system gives the executive an opportunity for tyranny. Ramsay Muir, the former British Prime Minister, also complained of the dictatorship of the cabinet. This phenomenon was witnessed during the era of Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi. Against the separation of power. In the parliamentary system, the legislature and the executive are together and inseparable. The cabinet acts as the leader of the legislature as well as executive. As a Bagehot point out, the cabinet is hyphen that joins the buckle that binds the executive and legislative department together. Hence, the whole system of government goes against the letter and spirit of the theory of separation of the power. In fact, there is a fusion of powers. Government by amateur. The parliamentary system is not conducive to administrative efficiency as the ministers are not expert in their field. The Prime Minister has a limited choice in the selection of minister. His choice is restricted to the member of parliament alone and does not extend to the external talent. Moreover, the minister devote more of their time to parliamentary work, cabinet meeting and party activities. In this particular video, we have discussed about the system of government. We have discussed the parliamentary government and the presidential government. We have also seen the different features of parliamentary and presidential government and the merits and demerits of the parliamentary government. Thank you for watching.